Do you know this feeling when everybody's expecting something of you and you need to perform? Today I'm here in my parents' house. This is where I spent my childhood. And I visit my mom, and it is so beautiful to be here in the garden. Springtime. It is just amazing. It is now in the evening. We have the sun going down. It is still warm and it feels good. And you know what is very good to feel? Nobody is expecting anything of me. And I also do not expect. And why has this become so important for me? I was working in sales for many years, decades of my life. And whenever you go somewhere, you have to produce something. You have to prove yourself, you have to prove your product, and you think everybody's expecting of you something. To be the best performer, to have the best price, to have whatever it is. And I myself realized that this is not really anymore my cup of tea. I was very good in sales, very successful, but everything what is successful doesn't mean that you totally have to enjoy it. Because in the end I realized this is not my cup of tea. And then I was thinking, okay, what is it what I would like to do? What is it what I want to do? And I realized before I can do what I want to do, I first have to be who I want to be. And I want to be, and I am, a person who is just easygoing, not demanding, not expecting. And then I had a very fantastic idea. I invited business people into a hotel, a 5-star hotel in Bremen. And I sent an invitation. And in this invitation I said, you are very welcome to come. I will call it an evening of clarity. And that's what was my title. And we were about 11 people sitting in a beautiful, really fantastic room, very spacious. You know, this old hotel is so wonderful. The service which they provided was fantastic. And in this invitation I was writing, I guarantee you, it is just for free. There is no sales, no pitching, no marketing, no call to action, no special offer just for today, nothing. And because everybody came knowing there is no expectation, no obligation to buy anything, to do anything, to participate into anything, there was also no expectation towards me that I'm selling something. And I told them it is not a seminar, it is not a mentorship, it is not a coaching, it's just being together. I will give some impulse, some inputs, some small bits and bytes to talk about. And you know what? The atmosphere we have on that evening in that room, it was absolutely magnificent. Everybody was so honest. There was really an atmosphere of authenticity. Everybody was just, that is how I felt, and they all confirmed that to me. Everybody was relaxed and felt also that they could be authentic. So the talks we had, the depth of the talks, not superficial, really good talks. You know, I have been to a lot of network organizations, network parties, networking events. And you know that when you go to the networking event with business people, they all pretend to be the best. And it is very interesting. A lot of these networks, people come and hope that somebody is there who's giving them some work to do, some order, some money. And because of that, they all pretend to be the best. Nobody admits that they have maybe also some problems. And they all are hungry for something to get. And the atmosphere is always kind of strange. And the atmosphere, what we had in that hotel, it was fantastic. Yes, it cost me some money, less than I expected, but the event was so nice. And I realized, and that was the reason why I actually did it, this is the real me. No expectations. I don't like if I go to some places. And sometimes you have a very interesting event, some interesting seminars, some interesting information, presentations, whatever. Very interesting. And I go there. But then in the last half an hour of that event is selling. Just today, only today, 20% discount, 30% discount. And if you buy today and decide for the next 24 hours or 12 hours or 5 hours or 1 hour, you get another discount. Not my cup of tea. And then people say to me, Joachim, if you want to be successful, you have to be on social media every day, 3 times, 4 times. I don't like it. I like to be on social media sometimes, like now. I really enjoy this. I like to share. But I like to share when I feel like this, when I want to do it. Not because I have to do it, because I want to be successful in whatever. There are people, they have this kind of discipline, can do every day certain things in a very regular basis. I'm not that kind of person. I function in a very different way. You know, I have been rewarded in my life several times for being the best of whatever. But it was always because I felt like it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing certain things. And that was the reason why I became successful and was maybe even rewarded for the best performance. But it was never in sales. It was always in other things. Things I enjoy to do. And when you find out what you really like to do, what you enjoy to do, you feel a different sense of peace with yourself. That's what it is. A sense of peace. You know, I live in Bremen, and here in Bremen we have a lot of people who seem to come from foreign countries, the Middle East, other countries, and a lot of people drive very expensive cars. So for those generations, for these people, having a Mercedes is nothing. It has to be an AMG. It has to be a car with at least 500 horsepower or more. And then I think, why do they need that? Yes, of course, a lot of people like to enjoy driving this kind of car. But as soon as it becomes something what gives you self-worth, what makes you feel more valuable, I think then it will not do the job. I heard so many people say, okay, if I have this kind of car, it shows that I'm successful. And you know what? I have seen people who got this kind of car, or whatever it is, some kind of prestige object, a watch of 50,000 euros or whatever it is. It's nice to enjoy it, but as soon as you think you must have it in order to fulfill expectations, make people think that you are somebody who you are not really, not in reality, then it lacks authenticity and it will not give you what you expect the thing to give you. A sense of self-worth, a sense of self-respect. So the question is, who are you? Are you the person who you really want to be without having something? And here is the crux. That's what I think is important. We tend to believe that we have to have certain things so that we can do certain things and then we are something. So if I want to be a rich person, I first need to have all the money, whatever it is what makes me feel rich. Then I can do the things I want to do, and then I am the person. No. It's exactly the other way around. That is what I realized. You first have to become the person who you want to be. And then, when you have this kind of mindset, this kind of authenticity about it, then you can do certain things. And then you can have certain things. It's the other way around. This makes so much sense. You know, that is the reason why some people, they win the lottery, become a millionaire. Did you know that most people who win millions in the lottery lose it all after a few years? And they are worse off than ever before? Why? Because having things doesn't make you somebody. And I realize this again and again and again. And knowing this in my head is very different than feeling it. And I was thinking about this so many weeks and months. You know, I have the tendency when I think something, I write it down. In order to understand what I think, I need to write it down. I've written, I don't know how many, tens, hundreds of pages. But it crystallizes to me. I discovered that who I am and what I want to be. And it starts off doing things what I love to do, not because I need it, because I want it. And it also includes stopping things you don't want to do. And when you're feeling very comfortable with that, you feel like a sense of freedom. Really, a really deep sense of freedom. Freedom for me to be who I want. And also a sense of peace. Peace with myself. Peace with who I am and who I want to be. Peace with other people. Because if you forget about what they might think of you, what they might expect of you, and you don't care, it gives you a lot of freedom, a lot of sense of peace. And peace with God. He's the one who created me. That's what I believe. And He has put so many things into my life. Yes, this is what I wished for you. Become free. Free of demands, free of expectations, free of obligations. And have a big sense of peace. And this is what makes me really rich. You can give me any amount of money, any amount. I would not change it with what I have right now, the sense of peace and freedom. I wish you a wonderful weekend. I wish you a wonderful springtime. Enjoy the sunshine. Here I can hear the birds singing. Enjoy the spring. Enjoy the birds. Enjoy nature, flowers blossoming. I wish you blessings and abundance, peace and freedom.